Podcastle review. I'll be sharing with you practically everything you need to know about Podcastle. As for you to know whether Podcastle is actually a great podcasting tool that you can actually use, or whether it's just another tool that you need to avoid completely, you get to know all of that based on my personal experience using Podcastle for my podcast business. So basically, in this Podcastle review, I'm talking about what Podcastle is all about. That is, what they stand for, what they've got in stock for you, and what you are likely to benefit from using Podcastle. Most importantly, you get to see what you are likely to benefit from using Podcastle, and as well as who can actually use Podcastle. You get to see that, like I said, most importantly, you get to see what you stand to gain from using Podcastle. You also get to see the good side as well as the bad side of using Podcastle. You get to see the interesting side of using Podcastle, and as well as the bad side, because for everything that has a good side, if you observe carefully, you will definitely find a bad side as well, which I'm going to share with you in the course of this Podcastle review. You get to see the interesting side, and as well as the bad side. You also get to see the pricing plan. This is a very, very important part of this Podcastle review. This is what I'm talking about, the various plans they've got, as there are peculiarities to each of them. So it's important for you to ensure that you keep to the end of this video, so you miss the most important information you need to have about Podcastle in this Podcastle review. You also get to see what other users of Podcastle, what they are currently saying about Podcastle out there. It does not necessarily have to be what I say alone. You have the opportunity to hear from other active existing users of Podcastle, so you can have an idea of what they feel about Podcastle. You hear from them and hear their own opinion of Podcastle as well. And to the final part of this Podcastle review, which is the most important part, this is what I'm talking about, my own personal experience as to what Podcastle is for me. This is where you get to know exactly if this is a tool that is actually worth spending your money on, whether it's worth your time or it's just another tool out there that you need to run away from. You get to know all of that in this Podcastle review. So it's important for you to ensure you keep to the end of this Podcastle video, so you miss the most important information you need to have about Podcastle in this Podcastle review. So let's go to what is Podcastle. Podcastle is actually a podcasting tool that allows you to create podcasts, and also to get your content created and delivered and shared across different channels or to your audience. So it allows both solo and collaborative recording. That is, you can make your own personal recordings and also bring people on board to collaborate with you. So you can see what we have on their own page. They said the one-stop shop for broadcast storytelling, studio quality recordings, AI powered editing, and seamless exporting, all in a single web-based platform. So it's actually a podcasting tool that allows you to create your own podcast, then make necessary effort, and allows you to get it to your audience in the most quality way. So it's actually a podcasting tool, like I said. So if you're a podcaster, a blogger, you're a journalist or a content creator, you're a course creator or an educator, this is the kind of tool you can actually make use of to ensure the quality of your content. But in the case of Podcastle, emphasis their unique selling point is the quality of the content that you create, the quality and the soundness of the content you create on their platform. So that's their own unique selling point here. So let's go. So what are the interesting side of using Podcastle? The first thing I have here is the fact that Podcastle as a podcast tool allows you record. You'll be able to record one. You also be able to edit. You also be able to enhance and transcribe, and more importantly, export your content with absolute simplicity. You don't need to go through any form of stress. It is seamless. You can do all of this with Podcastle. Another interesting thing about Podcastle is the fact that it's a very rich podcasting tool, as they've got a library of over 7,000 plus professional music tracks and sounds to make your content richer and more engaging. That is, you have the opportunity to make use. You have the opportunity to use some of their professional resource to make your content better. And another interesting thing about Podcastle is the fact that Podcastle allows you to easily make solo recordings and even collaborative recordings without sophisticated studio tool. That is more economical. You don't need to set up a studio before you can make collaborative recordings or even solo recordings. You can make quality studio recordings without having to spend money getting sophisticated studio tools. And interestingly, with these two, they've also got the magic dust. This is a feature of Podcastle that allows you to remove background noise and enhance your speech within a few clicks. That is, your audience will be far away from listening to noise, background noise from your podcasting endeavor. So it's going to help you remove those background noise, and you can even remove silence as well with these two. All of this just to enhance your content and to make it better. And interestingly, you can easily convert text to audio using human-like voices. That is, you can actually convert text to voices to audios, and you can as well do the other way around, and you can as well convert audio to text as well to suit your current need as at this time you really want to do any of these. And interestingly, they've got great customer support. One thing I keep telling people is this: I will never use any tool that does not offer great customer support, because any new tool you are introduced to, there is a tendency that you may experience one or two problems, or you may have one or two issues with the tool. You may have one or two questions to ask, and if the customer support is not there to help you out, in that case it's not worth it. But in the case of Podcastle, they've got great customer support across all their communication channels. They are always willing to help you and help you solve your problem when the need arises. And interestingly, Podcastle is actually a web-based tool you can use with any device. You can use on any device. You can just use it anytime, anywhere, as long as there is internet connection and you are not confined to a particular device or maybe a particular computer, because it's not a software that you need to install directly on any device. You can always have access to it as long as there is internet connection. And let's go to the bad side. For me, to be very honest, I've not really found a bad side to Podcastle, but I want to say they can actually be better. Anything that is good can actually be better. They keep upgrading, and for now I've not really found any bad side to Podcastle. And then let's go to what the pricing looks like. Podcastle has got different plans. They've got the storyteller plan and they've got the pro plan. But of all their plans, the barest minimum you can ever get started with as at this time of making this review is the storyteller plan that goes for $11.99 per month. This is the barest minimum you can ever get started with. And they've also got a pro plan as well, and each of their plans comes with different capabilities as to what they can do, as to their abilities, as to what they can handle. That's why it's important for you to see the one that will suit your own business size, or be most suitable for your own business size, your business purpose. It's important for you. That's why it's important for you to click on the link right in this video description now, so you get to see the full pricing for the various packages and the offers and discount that comes with each of them. Most importantly, their capabilities. Like I said, of all their plans, the barest minimum you can ever get started with is the storyteller plan that goes for $11.99, and each of these plans has different strengths as to their power, as to their abilities, as to the length at which they can go. That's why it's important for you to see the one that will serve your own purpose the best, or that will be most suitable for your own business size. That's why it's important for you to click on the link right in this video description now, so you get to see the full pricing for the various packages and the offers and discount that comes with each of them. Now let's go to what other people are saying about Podcastle. This is a user. I said, I love it, just what my show needed. When it was asked what he likes best, said, like most podcaster and production companies, I'm looking for great products and service that won't break the bank but will make my show sound and look amazing and further allow me to own my brand. He said, Podcastle enables me to do that, from the scheduling feature, the sound enhancement, and the editing episodes, all of which allow me to produce clear, crisp, quality episodes that my listeners love. So I do not doubt that Podcastle will allow me to create quality shows. Andrew Walker, Saka Art Media, when he was asked what he disliked, he said, more features are always a plus, but I don't have any complaint. I'm sure they will continue to add unique features, and the weight is what he said. I love it, just what my show needed. This is another person. This person intuitive with great capacity. When he was asked what he likes best, he said, I've been using Podcastle for over a year. Previously, I paid a freelancer producer to produce my podcast. He said, so first, I love Podcastle since they saved me a lot of money. But saving money is great, but I'm also very time conscious. Podcastle is intuitive enough that someone without a lot of editing experience can quickly pick this up and do it themselves. When it was asked what they dislike, said, nothing comes to mind. From what I can tell, Podcastle is constantly updating and rolling out upgrades. So over time, our podcast will offer more capabilities. It's intuitive with great capacity. And now let's go to what I personally feel about Podcastle based on my own personal experience with Podcastle. In my own opinion, I would say Podcastle as a tool, they've actually got a great podcasting tool that is reasonably easy to use and is highly efficient for creating amazing podcasts for both solo and collaborative one, and allows you to also record. You'll be able to do so many things at a time. You'll be able to record, you'll be able to edit, you'll be able to enhance, and as well as transcribe, and even export your content with our unmatched simplicity, with our sophisticated studio equipment. That is, you'll be able to save a lot of money, a lot of stress as well, and it's going to get you the best out of your effort by exponentially enhancing your content quality and delivery as well. And as such, it's going to help you turn your business around. A lot of people will find your content amazing, and or they find it as a qualitative one, and also it's also crowned by an amazing customer support. And like I said, I love customer support so much, and I've also got a free test where you can use it for free to test it out, to see what it looks like. Then if you love it, you can keep using it, and if you don't, you can decide to discontinue. So there is no risk involved. You're safe with what you're safe with Podcastle. So I'll say again, Podcastle is actually worth it because they serve the primary function of a meaningful podcast tool. So what I've said, if you think Podcastle is something you want to give a trial at least, you want to test it out, you want to see how it works, you want to see how it can actually help you create amazing podcasts, right in this video description there is a special link right there. Once you click on that special link, you'll be able to get started with Podcastle at a very unusual discounted price that you're not going to find elsewhere. That is to enjoy all of what Podcastle has put in place for you. Right below in this video description there is a special link right there. Once you click on that special link, you'll be able to get started with Podcastle at a very unusual discounted price that you're not going to find elsewhere. On that note, I want to say thanks for watching my Podcastle review. If you find any value in this video, ensure to like and subscribe to this channel. And if you have any question as regards Podcastle, you can make use of the comment box below. I'm going to look into it and see if something I can answer. Once again, do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel to keep enjoying similar videos like this on other helpful tools that can take your business to the next level. And that, I'll say thanks for watching my Podcastle review, and I hope to see your business at the top. Bye for now.